Shalom Chaverim, I'm Stephen Ben-Nun. You're watching Israeli News Live. The United States has tested the Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile. Some 4,000 miles this missile actually traveled, I guess out to one of the islands or something, wanting to see that they still do have the capabilities. Russia does have, I believe, about 400 more nuclear missiles than that of the United States. But nonetheless, President Trump wanting to make sure that what they do have is working properly. This is on UPI.com. Also, TASS is reporting that Russia also jumping into the game of making sure their military forces are ready. Snap check of the S-400 systems around Moscow. Some 32 cylinders there on these 8 F-400 missile systems put into place. They're supersonic. Well, even if the Minuteman III was launched towards Russia, those missiles there, the defense system that Russia has, is definitely going to take out any of the Minuteman IIIs that would be coming in on Russia. Of course, the United States also has some of their own good anti-defense systems, but from what Russia has been using lately with supersonic missiles, Russia claims that the U.S. has nothing that can stop their own nuclear warheads from coming in. That certainly gives some alarm for the defense system of the United States, without a doubt. Also, Zvi Lando, he has put up a video here. This is an imam there in Belgium. I want you to hear what this man has to say just briefly here. Very disturbing. He's talking about Sharia law coming to Europe.
Say that in 2030, something like that, will be a majority Muslims here in Belgium. Even the city, Antwerp, more than 40% of the children in the schools are Muslims. So it's just a matter of time. No problem. We don't have any problem.
And Imran offered this advice to white native Belgians.
If they want to push us back or something like that, I don't know. Maybe they can start to marry 4 wives and have a lot of children. Start with that. Maybe they will have a chance, but I don't think so. The victory of Allah is very near. So I think that the West need to prepare themselves for a wave of Sharia and Islam.
A wave for Sharia and Islam moving into Europe. You know, it's kind of interesting because even here in the Czech Republic, just about on every highway you go to, we see billboards now that are encouraging women to start wearing head coverings, burqas, as it is actually called there. So there's a big push for it, and even the Czech Republic is now taking in more and more refugees, including the next wave of 6,000 will be coming here in the Czech Republic. So the refugee situation is rapidly spreading now to eastern countries of Europe. And of course, the preparation for that Sharia law is certainly being put into place. Also, another news here, Polish Prime Minister was in a car accident near Auschwitz. According to some of the reports there, journalists were not allowed to be near the accident itself where the car was there. According to officials, though, the Polish Prime Minister was in good condition, just light bumps from the accident, and was taken to a nearby hospital just for further confirmation that she is in good condition without any issues there. Moving right along, this man right here, this is Stephen Jim, who is a former Marine. Fox News Now has picked up his viral video that has already topped 44 million views. If you go to Facebook, our Israeli News Live, if you haven't already seen the video there, you can pick up the video there where we've posted it on our Israeli News Live Facebook page. Stephen Jim had a very interesting encounter. He is a security specialist there in Iraq right now. No longer in Iraq. He's already been flown back to America. I guess the government got a little bit worried after his video that he put out. But Stephen was actually speaking to some of his co-workers who were Iraqis after the Trump ban, the executive order went out banning Muslims coming in from 7 different nations. Now, of course, it was actually Barack Hussein Obama that originally signed this order. It was only that Trump, through the executive order, was beginning to enforce what President Obama was already putting together. And that was to stop the Muslims from coming in until, and it was a temporary ban, keeping that in mind, but until the Trump administration could find a better way to process the applicants that were coming into the nation. Of course, Mr. Jim here, Stephen Jim, he actually speaks to his friends knowing what the outcome he says would be, but he asked them, after they got done with their ranting over what Trump had done, he said, what would happen to me if I were to go into the local populace today? How would I be received? And of course, he said that they told him, quite frankly, that he would be captured within an hour, he would be tortured, killed and beheaded, and it would all be put on public video for the world to see. And of course, Mr. Jim said to them, he said, these are the type of the populace of Iraq that would do us. This is not any of the factions. This is not Iranians. This is not special forces. This is not military. This is just the civilian populace. He said, and if your populace is willing to do this to me because I'm an American, what makes you think I want them in my country? Now, as he said, he didn't take a political stand one way or the other on what President Trump was doing, but he certainly clearly stood for President Trump's ban after seeing that this is the type of people that would come into the United States. He also spoke about, just paraphrasing here, about how that the same people that would be willing to do that to him are wanting to come to the United States. And he said if they were given the opportunity, they would still do the same thing in the U.S. He had a very powerful argument. Anyway, someone sent him out of that country immediately when that video went viral. Another very sad turn in this story here, the Dakota Access Pipeline is the Standing Rock movement defeated, according to BBC. Very disturbing news here that President Trump, in order to make way for progress in America, has thrown the Sioux Indians right under the bus there. Unfortunately, I hate to see this happen. There were those that were saying that President Trump could have rerouted the pipeline, and they were saying they thought he was going to do it, but he's not doing a rerouting. It's going right slap dab through the middle of the water that is water not only for the Sioux Indians, but it is well for many thousands of Americans. And the Sioux Native Americans tribes there wanted to have a testing done, a new testing done. The government refused. They said they will have the pipeline built within 90 days. And again, only for money's sake. What a shame. They could actually make more money by rerouting it and doing it a safer way, but I guess that just wasn't something that was in their plans. David Archambault II says, we are a sovereign nation and we will fight to protect our water and sacred places. Anyway, so our hats are off to David and the Sioux Nation, and very sad day for them for this type of defeat there. There was quite a few that went to Washington, D.C. as well for the protest of that. Just news is breaking that we picked up with RT here just moments ago. 17 dead, scores injured in a football match stampede in Angola, according to the hospital chief there. Said some 76 people got trampled, 17 of them to death, as hundreds of fans stormed the stadium gates to try and get to a football match. In Angola, people had to walk over one another and got suffocated as the crowd surged, hospital officials say. Very disturbing photos there that you can see on your screen there of these people that are laying dead as a result. Very sad indeed that something like this happened all over a football match. I'm Stephen Benoon. You're watching Israeli News Live. Got special guest Dr. Steve Pigeon in the morning. It'll be late tonight, West Coast time, early hours of the morning on the East Coast. Shalom and good evening.